Welcome to this session on creating minimal static binaries for container environments. In today's cloud-native landscape, containers are ubiquitous, but often the images we deploy are unnecessarily large. These bloated images come with a host of problems. They consume more storage, take longer to pull and deploy, and perhaps most critically, expose a larger attack surface due to the inclusion of many unnecessary libraries and tools. Our goal today is to understand how we can strip down our container images to their bare essentials, leading to more secure, efficient, and performant applications. We'll explore the principles behind static linking and how to leverage it to achieve truly minimal container footprints. This journey will help you optimize your deployment pipelines and reduce operational overhead. At the heart of creating minimal binaries lies the concept of static linking. To understand this, let's contrast it with dynamic linking, which is far more common in traditional systems. With dynamic linking, your program relies on shared libraries that are present on the operating system. When the program runs, it dynamically links to these libraries. While this saves disk space on the host by having multiple programs share one library, it introduces external dependencies. Static linking, on the other hand, means that all the necessary library code is copied directly into your executable file during compilation. The result is a single, self-contained binary that has no external runtime dependencies on shared libraries from the operating system, making it incredibly portable and independent. So why go through the effort of creating minimal static binaries? The benefits are compelling, especially in containerized environments. Firstly, you drastically reduce your attack surface. With fewer libraries and no shell, there are fewer potential vulnerabilities for attackers to exploit. Secondly, you gain significantly faster startup times. A smaller image means less data to transfer and load, leading to quicker container initialization. Thirdly, resource consumption is lowered, less memory footprint, faster cold starts, and more efficient use of CPU. Finally, deployments become simpler. Your single binary is highly portable, removing the "it works on my machine" syndrome and ensuring consistent behavior across all environments, from development to production. This enhanced portability is a game changer for CI/CD pipelines. The choice of programming language plays a crucial role when aiming for static binaries. Not all languages are equally suited for this task. Ideally, you want a language that provides excellent support for static compilation out of the box, or with minimal configuration. Among modern languages, Golang, stands out as an excellent candidate. Its toolchain is designed to produce static binaries by default, making it incredibly easy to get a self-contained executable. Rust is another powerful choice, renowned for its performance and memory safety. With Rust, you can compile against musl libc, which enables static linking on Linux. While C++ can also produce static binaries, it often requires more intricate setup, especially when dealing with complex dependencies, making Go and Rust generally more straightforward for this specific use case in container environments. Let's dive into a practical example using Go. Go makes creating static binaries incredibly straightforward. The key environment variable here is CGO equals 0. Setting this tells the Go compiler to disable CGO, which is Go's mechanism for calling C code. By disabling CGO, you ensure that your Go program will not link against any C libraries dynamically. Then, a simple Go build command will compile your application into a fully static binary. For further optimization, you can add -l flags -s-w to strip symbol tables and debug information, making the binary even smaller. This tiny binary can then be placed directly into a from-scratch Docker image, which is an empty base image, resulting in the smallest possible container image. It's a powerful combination for ultimate minimalism. Rust offers another excellent path to minimal static binaries, providing both high performance and strong memory safety guarantees. The approach in Rust involves compiling against musl C library instead of the default glibc library. Musl is a lightweight C standard library designed for static linking. To achieve this, you first need to add the x86_64_unknown_Linux_musl target using rustup. Once the target is added, you can compile your Rust application using cargo build --release --target x86_64_unknown_Linux_musl target. The -- release flag ensures optimizations for performance and size. Similar to Go, the resulting static binary can then be placed into a from-scratch Docker image, creating an extremely small and efficient container that leverages Rust's benefits without any unnecessary baggage from the operating system. When creating minimal static binaries for containers, your Docker file strategy is paramount. The most effective approach is often a multi-stage build. This involves using one stage for building your application, e.g. compiling your Go or Rust code with all its dependencies, and a separate, much smaller stage for the final image. The final stage starts from scratch, meaning it contains absolutely nothing from an operating system. No shell, no package manager, just your statically linked binary. This dramatically reduces the final image size and attack surface. Another option, if from scratch is too restrictive, is to use distroless images provided by Google. These images contain only your application and its runtime dependencies, without a package manager or shell, offering a good balance between minimalism and usability when Scratch isn't feasible. While static linking gets you most of the way to minimalism, there are further optimizations and important considerations. For extreme size reduction, tools like UPX, the ultimate packer for executables, can compress your static binary even further. However, be aware that UPX compressed binaries might incur a slight startup performance penalty due to decompression. A critical consideration for static binaries is dynamic loading. If your application relies on dynamically loaded libraries or plugins at runtime, static linking might break this functionality, as those libraries won't be bundled. Debugging can also become more complex in a from-scratch environment without standard tools. Finally, always be mindful of licensing implications. Statically linking some libraries might change the licensing requirements of your final product, so always review your dependencies licenses. Despite their many advantages, static binaries aren't a silver bullet for every scenario. There are situations where they might not be the optimal choice. If your application has extensive C, C++ dependencies, especially those with complex build systems or many transitive dependencies, static linking can become incredibly challenging or lead to excessively large binaries. Similarly, if your application relies heavily on plugin architectures that dynamically load shared libraries at runtime, static linking will likely break this functionality. Another scenario to reconsider is when you need frequent updates to shared system libraries for security patches or performance improvements. With static linking, you'd need to recompile and redeploy your entire application. Debugging complex issues without a shell or standard utilities can also be a significant hurdle, making it harder to diagnose problems in production. To recap, creating minimal static binaries for container environments offers a wealth of benefits. Enhanced security through a reduced attack surface, improved performance with faster startup times and lower resource consumption, and simplified deployments due to extreme portability. We've seen how languages like Go and Rust are particularly well suited for this approach, especially when combined with powerful Dockerfile strategies like multi-stage builds and from-scratch base images. As your next steps, I encourage you to experiment with your own applications. Try building a simple Go or Rust service and deploying it into a from-scratch container. Explore the use of CGO-enabled 0 and Muscle libc for your respective languages. Embrace multi-stage builds in your Docker files. By adopting these practices, you can significantly optimize your containerized applications, making them leaner, faster, and more secure. Thank you.